Hello again. So, back to wokeness in BSD. So, I made a video that wokeness is something that you see more in Linux, and Linux environment is more susceptible to that. And of course, wokeness, that is about people who want certain outcome in society, certain number of people of certain groups in a society, in any everywhere. It should be everywhere the same, which is moronic, because different groups are different. They have different interests, qualities, etc. And they are antisocial because they are oppressive. They don't look at what makes sense. They want to see their views. Views become reality in society. They do not care about what makes sense about the treating people properly. They want to just they do not accept other viewpoints. What they do is censorship. That's what you see on the left, in particular on the left. Of course, it happens everywhere on the right as well. But let's go a little bit about this. So I've been searching for what is woke in FreeBSD because Brian Lunduk mentioned it in one of his videos, and I really couldn't find anything. I didn't experience anything. And there was something in 2017, but before that, didn't really see anything. And let's go a little bit over it. So as a longtime BSD user, this is from Reddit, website that I don't recommend because of all the censorship going on and insanity. I also don't like, for example, about pocket lights, flashlights, whatever you want to call them. Then there are postings and you can't respond to them, can't add anything to them. Yeah, not that I would want to, but if I would want to, it's not possible because it says, yeah, it's closed. You can't add anything anymore. Why? If years later you should be able to add something if it's relevant, why not? Okay, back to this. Long-time BSD user, I have my doubts about our future. Okay, yeah, I've still not been able to find a good, um, yeah, good microphone to be able to use OBS. But okay, I'll do it this way. Still, if you don't like it, too bad. This is just how it is. My aim is to give information, not to give a super. Oh yes, how do you call it? Something that really attracts your attention or something, and it keeps your attention because the graphics are so great. I don't care about that. I care about information. If you don't care about it, then leave. It's very simple. And don't complain about it. A suggestion of OBS was good. Now I just need to find the microphone. Okay, so that'll come in due course. I've used FreeBSD since 2013, so he's a newbie. NetBSD since 2015 and occasionally used other BSDs here and there. I've used them in production for major websites, at a job, on the desktop. I don't currently, I'll get into it. I use FreeBSD for my desktop and for programming, and have used it almost forever. I've never really used Windows. And the way I do it, by the way, is just look out for hardware. This used to be more important. Nowadays, everything just seems to work. Even with FreeBSD, which has less hardware support than Linux, yeah. But long ago with Linux, when I used it, and after that FreeBSD, you had to check out what is the best hardware to support. For laptops, I think that's still the case. And for me, the laptops that I got, one free MacBook and one cheapo ThinkPad, I just bought for testing to see what they're like. The first time I had a laptop was last year. I like just PCs and a tablet. Those are good. Laptop, yeah, not that great. Don't like them that much. Anyway, programmed, yeah, maintained some ports before getting banned for conduct issues shortly after John Marino left FreeBSD. Not going to get into the hot mess because it's not important to story point. What do you mean not important? Why is it not important? Yeah, for the doubts about the future, but this is also important. This is behavior issues. Upstream dependence on the Linux kernel, OpenZFS. OpenZFS not really, because it's supposed to be for various operating systems. So it's abstracted sort of far away enough that you can easily incorporate it into other projects, and it's easier then to incorporate it. Right, so I don't think this is bad at all. Packages relying on Linux systems. Yeah, that's a problem with Linux. A lot of stuff here. I also have the issue. Oh yeah, I forgot to say that. So I have the same issue, for example, with TV series or films or something, or websites. A website has annoying cookie stuff, or something doesn't work, and I say, yeah, okay, gone. I'm not wasting my time on that. I don't like complex websites anyway. I like simple websites. That's how I make my own websites. It's about information for me. It's not about how polished it looks. That's a good word. And for me, actually, a lot of the websites with fancy graphics, they look to me annoying because they often detract from giving you proper information. They need to scroll here and there. You need to scroll a lot to get to the right information. I hate that stuff. So certain software I just don't use, very simple. And certain things I don't, games or something, yeah, I really don't play recent games, some older games. And if it doesn't run on FreeBSD, I just don't use it. I have Windows on this PC. On the other PC, I have not started Windows in ages. I know I don't even have a hard disk with Windows on it. On my old PC before that, I used to have Windows, some old XP or something. I just don't care about what version. It only had to be something that worked. And I had Windows XP, and yeah, why not use it? For some games, I rarely ran Windows, and this on my previous PC I haven't run it in at all. At all, yeah. And on this one I have Windows because it came with on the SSD. But and I've started a game that was installed on there, but that's it. I'm not sure I'm going to play any games really. And other things, I'm just not interested. I do what I need. I can do on FreeBSD. I've used FreeBSD as a desktop for ages. Let's see. Yeah, there are some criticism. This one is interesting with regard to the issue of wokeness. We need to stay out of the politics of the larger free and open source software scene. These codes of conduct, these stupid arguments over what is and what isn't acceptable will continue to go on as the code of conducts are a solution in search of a problem. Yeah, and they are a tool for activists to get rid of certain people because they want to enforce their views and they want to get rid of people they see as problematic. It's really an antisocial movement, nothing more, nothing less. So my view, as I stated before, keep it in mind, I'm not interested in politics. Politicians on the right are morons. Politicians on the left are morons. Politicians on the right are morons on especially climate change, or for example, helping people, which means, for example, in a big situation, war in Ukraine. And you could say, yeah, well, we don't need to spend money there. Yeah, if you're not going to fix this, then Russia is going to be a much bigger problem later. It's moronic to not do anything. It's like Trump, for example. I thought, yeah, that guy does not even think one move ahead. It's absolutely ridiculous how stupid he is. On the left, you have other stupidity, such as with the gender stuff and letting men be part of women's sports, which is moronic. If you look at all the evidence, it makes no sense whatsoever. Also from education, it is known education does not make you a man or a woman. I know this for a fact. These experiments have been done already ages ago, decades ago. It's bullshit. You can see it also, for example, with 46XYDSD athletes, which are men, have been misidentified as women, and they have been allowed, but there are now strong. They should have been completely banned, just like the transgenders by World Athletic IAAF previously. So they have been misidentified as women because of some defects, birth defects. Their testicles are internal, but they are men, and they are especially good compared to women in the range of running of, what was it, between 400 and 1500 meters or so, in that range. I don't know exactly which it was. One who was particular was Castor Semenya. That's a dude who started all sorts of lawsuits. You see him, you know it's a man. Others as well, you see them, they walk as men. The running pattern is men. They dress even as men. So supposedly they were women, brought up as women, but what you see is that they align themselves with men in how they dress, men how they walk, men how they talk, etc. Upbringing makes you man or woman. Bullshit. And these realities, these are known. It's known by psychologists that there are huge numbers of differences between men and women. For example, in thinking as well. That does not come from upbringing. That's absolute bullshit. I can give a lot of examples about that. Psychologists know it. And yet you have this nonsense by the leftists about all this stuff. And for example, letting these trans men, no, what is it? Trans woman, trans replaced by not woman, so it's a man. Trans woman, yeah, man. Use women's bathroom. You know what the problem with that is? Men are different than women. Men are in particular more messy than women. Which means women don't like it if their bathrooms get messy. Men don't care about stuff like that, but women care. That's just one example. Let's see. Okay. Here, this guy says, I see nothing but good coming out of the Open ZFS project. Yeah, I don't see the problem with that. But it is this point was the main issue for me, the point for me. And after that, I came to this, and this shows John Marino, this guy who got banned from FreeBSD 2017. And this article talks about it. Wait a minute. This is LWN, Linux Weekly News, the trouble with FreeBSD. And the article is okay, it's not bad. This link doesn't work, it gives a 503. Let's see. Yeah, I was a user when Matt Dillon was around, and he left FreeBSD from what I read. I've been looking back at what's been happening, what's happened, why he started Dragonfly BSD. Dragonfly BSD is interesting for the Hammer filing system, which has a sort of time feature. You can roll back stuff, etc. Yeah, maybe I should install it again. I've tried it briefly years ago. I've tried also NetBSD, OpenBSD. OpenBSD is the most limited, but really easy to install, I think. You can use, for example, these days with FreeBSD, if you got an installer, it's like a gigabyte or something. You can't even put that on a normal CD anymore. You need to use a USB stick. With OpenBSD, I think you can still easily do it. Last time I looked, it was easy. It was small. Let's see. I think all this COC, Code of Conduct, SJW, Social Justice Warrior crap is sad and going to ruin FreeBSD. Well, it's 7 years later. Yeah, almost 8. And it's not ruined FreeBSD. FreeBSD will end up with a bunch of developers that get along, and no one will push anyone because you might hurt someone's feelings. If your feelings, beliefs, knowledge aren't challenged, you don't grow or learn. That's my belief. No, there's another issue. If you cannot hurt someone's feelings, that means you cannot disagree with them. Someone will say about something that you say, yeah, that hurts my feelings, you cannot say that. And that's what you've seen, for example, with the trans stuff. Other people will say, yeah, this is all nonsense, or stuff, for example, in sports. But you're not allowed to say that. That's why you have this censorship going on. And they're not allowed to say that because that offends them. and you're not allowed to offend them, so you're not allowed to say it. It's absolutely insane. If words or views offend you, how can you live in a society at all? It's absolutely crazy. FreeBSD user since 1997, long time, maintained ports, helped debug, leaving because of politics. This guy Marino, so he was removed, got a commit bit removed. I told people days ago the decision would not hold up to public scrutiny, so that any request for transparency and details would be defected. Having the public expulsion and removing maintainership of 63 points, I don't know how that is arranged, that you call it a point, accomplish just that. Drag your name to the mud. This is stupid. If we give you those details, it will probably go black hard on us. So better to go with the trust us. We have background information you are privy to, and we're going to do the right thing. Who needs a transparency routine? Yeah, you should be able to say why you ban someone. I mean, it's not like some state secret or something, like nuclear reactor building details. But this is also crazy. The response is exactly what I expected. I could provide context if I told what the final straws were, but I think that's exactly what they're scared of. So why don't you publish it then? Now we're all just guessing. I don't like this shit. Let's see. I don't know what to address. What do you mean you don't know what to address? You said yourself. Yay. I could provide if I told what the final straws were, but I think that's exactly what they're scared of. So, give the context. Yeah. I'll have to wait. I'm a serious and repeat code of conduct offender. I'll have to wait. Why? You said you have to. This doesn't make sense at all. Just publish everything, everything that you don't like. I would say if someone bans me from a project or a website, I publish everything, as I did with emails that the crazy moderators, autistic antisocial moderators on Candle Power forums sent to me, and the messages that they wrote on that site, to which I responded. I think I published those as well, but they are already still on that site, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, F me and I will F you. I'm called a liar by a guy with FreeBSD icon here. Okay. Give some more background then. Okay, this is not useful. Prominent FreeBSD developer John Marino fired, no reason given. The official explanation is amazingly short of details, and this does not work, as I mentioned. SVN Web, it's just come on. Next one. Wait for that. This is a post about this. We should know why, what criteria he is judged. Yeah. Let's see. What's the next message. We all hope this the sooner the better. Yeah, that's also useless. Useless comment. Okay. This article is not so bad. Someone mentioned that it's a bad article here. No, that's here. Here. No, this one. I think it's okay. To give some information about FreeBSD, but some people say it's about gateway timeout. So SVN, so they don't use subversion anymore. I don't know. Someone that's about personalities. Someone said, of course it's about personalities. It's about people. And this is interesting. The snipe at meritocracy is a prime example. Meritocracy was never supposed to be about inclusiveness. It's about giving credit based on individuals' real contributions and ability. And then this guy says, meritocracy was meant to be a satirical concept, so clearly wrong-headed that nobody could think it's a good idea. But that doesn't make any sense, because, and this one gives stupid reasons. And that may be what the video about meritocracy was about, or is about, that I didn't watch yet, still not get around to it, that meritocracy doesn't exist, or it's bad, it doesn't work, etc. That's just bullshit. Come on, you know when someone's good. I mentioned, for example, that I went to a school, and the school did not give grades, but they gave colors. It was red for bad, orange for still needs improvement, I think, and then yellow. I have the report card somewhere. Yellow, fairly good, or maybe it was the other way around, but I think yellow, and then green. Green is good, and it was the best that you could get. Now the issue was everyone knew who was the best in school at any given topic, and so this was primary school. This last year primary school, one of the primary schools that I attended. Everyone knew who was the best in any given topic, and everyone knew is what I mean, who was the best in total. There were 3 who were the best. That was I, one girl, and one other boy, and everyone knew it. You know from someone, from how he talks, code that he gives, provides, that yeah, we can use this guy. And if another produces rubbish, or it takes far too much time, or it needs to be adjusted, fixed, etc., the code, and yeah, that's not good. Let's see. Project may choose to define merits. No, it doesn't work like that. You know it when you know. It's like certain things. There's no need to define it. You know when you know. To avoid toxic atmosphere, then there's no way you can objectively assert that the former will result in a better project in the long run. When you got idiots coding, you know it's not going to be good. You know what works. This is bullshit. We simply do not have the experience, understanding, or results to make the claim. Yeah, bullshit. Give me a fucking break. You see that everywhere. For example, in school. Then working with this guy for doing something together, for example. I never really liked it because I felt I was wasting my time. In school, primary, secondary, I always felt, doing things together is always slower than just doing it myself. And that's the kind of thing that when you see someone, you see, that's good, and it takes, it does fixes something. And for example, you realize that it would have taken you a lot of time to figure it out, or just program it, or find the bugs, or something like that. This is absolute nonsense. So meritocracy may have started out to be a satirical concept, but it works, and it's absolute nonsense that, let's see, personal happiness is something that an individual can quantify. Merit isn't. You cannot quantify happiness. Yeah. Well, that's absolute nonsense. This one is interesting. Meritocracy was meant to be a satirical concept, so clearly wrong-headed. So clearly wrong-headed. Yeah, by whom? By idiots. I live in Singapore, having moved here years ago out of choice. As a data point, meritocracy is a positive word here and oft-repeated government policy. It's seen as an antidote to the racial, ethnic, and religious issues common in the region, and to a very large extent it has succeeded. When I speak, they are evaluating it as if I'm pitching a valid solution at a cost they are willing to bear. Yeah. I was not aware it was initially a satirical concept, but since the mid-60s it's been used in a positive sense, an ideal here. Yeah. This one is interesting. It's like also with what is it? Democracy, similar. Yeah, democracy is a really bad, but it's the best type of government we have, or we've come up with, something like that. People make similar. So meritocracy, reverse principle for social organization. Yeah, it's of course nonsense, except for all the others that have been tried before. Yeah, I'm not interested. I'm not impressed. Then we come to the code of conduct for FreeBSD, and I don't like it. It's way too long. Be friendly and patient. Be welcoming. Be considerate. Be respectful. Be careful in the words you choose, and be kind to others. When you disagree, try to understand why. And they come. This. Be careful that you use. This is bullshit. And there's more. It should be completely a few lines. Like I said, don't be an a-hole, for example. Don't be an a-hole and provide good code and try to work with others. Something like that. That's it. Should not be more than that. This is interesting. This text is based on the LLVM project's draft COC, which in turn is based on the Django project's code of conduct, which in turn is based on wording from the project Speak Up project. Speak Up is something educational. Now, here's a huge problem. So think back to, I was trying to improve education in physics, but also generally trying to make people really understand, analyze, etc. But this is also something very important, and I did that with the daughter of a relative to make this daughter bully resistant. And it does not start, you don't become that by insulating yourself from criticism. It's by making yourself not care about stupid comments. And you can do that by using certain jokes, etc. This is a really bad idea, to just focus on making people bully less. No, what you focus on first is making people not care about what others tell about them. That's extremely important. That's it for now. Bye.